Racing on Sunday takes place out at Hollywoodbets Scottsville, where we've got an 8-race program. It is Sunday the 2nd of March 2025. Race number 1 gets underway at 12:30, 1200 meters. We begin with a maiden juvenile plate for the fillies, and it is quite a nice race that will get the day started. I'm sure lots of eyes will be on Andrew Fortune, as he's got the favourite in the race. And joining me in studio is Sheldon, and we'll get Sheldon's thoughts in a moment. But let's have a look at Mystic Dancer when she finished second on debut, and she's a ride of Andrew Fortune on Sunday.
400 metres to go, they're lining up for the lead. Bell Evangelist just the leader, Crafty. Barrington Blue's a runner on the outside of that one. Magical Sky, they're coming from everywhere. Treasure Island's also right there, and on the outside, Mystic Dancer. And it's Magical Sky, Treasure Island, and here comes Mystic Dancer. I think Magical Sky won it from Mystic Dancer.
Yeah, natural law. We're definitely looking for improvement. First time out, she was bumped out of the gates. She came back a little bit sore. I just hope she'll run a much better race. She's working well, and hoping for a big improvement. No, it was very quick step girl debut. She's a very, very nice filly. She's a Vercingetrix. She was just a little bit dumb first time out. Needed it badly, so also expecting improved run. Yeah,
well, Mystic Dancer certainly caught the eye on debut and finishing second, doing her best work at the finish. And Sheldon, when we had a look at that replay, I mean, the filly was green. It was clear to see, and I thought she was a touch unlucky not to get up to win.
Yes, when looking at that replay, Rahil, very unlucky not to get up, came from the clouds and really took off in the closing stages. And as you mentioned, Andrew Fortune back, so it's going to be an absolute marvellous day having the Candyman back in town. It's been a long time coming, and a Friday night meeting that was washed out. He had some good rides, so he was looking to capitalise, but I think his first ride back is going to be a winning one, and he's out to make a statement. Extra 200 metres on offer, going to be right up the United States daughter. And I think Mystic Dancer, Andrew Fortune from that 2 draw at around 7 and 8 to 10 is going to take a power of beating. Unless there's something really special in the field. And just looking at the field, majority of them have had their run. And number 5, Barrington Blue, ran 4th on that occasion. But I do believe that number 2, Mystic Dancer, is going to be very, very tough to beat. And I think Andrew Fortune is going to be smutting in the last 100. He's going to give the seal of approval, and he's going to be looking at his rivals in rearview mirrors.
Yeah, that's number 2, Mystic Dancer. Definitely want to beat you. And when it comes to the bar pot, well, we all know what happens, what's the case with juveniles. I mean, they can make fools of you. But on what we saw from this filly on debut, she should be the horse to beat. I'd include number 8, Quick Step Gal into a bet like Exactus, Trifectas and Quartets. I like the manner in which this filly just finished off a race on debut. She was beaten 6 lengths behind Polar Light, but I think that run would have brought her on a ton. And Teeny Prinsloo has mentioned even before debut that she is a filly that's got ability. She'll just need a couple of runs to just learn what it's all about until we see the real potential from this filly. So I'll keep an eye on her. And then Sheldon mentioned number 5, Barrington Blue, as well, want to include. But that's race number 1. Mystic Dancer, no doubt the horse to beat, but include numbers 5 and 8 into the play.
Moving along to race number 2, and race number 2, the carded off time is 13:05 over 1200 metres, and we have interviews with Stuart Ferry and author Gareth van Zyl.
Yeah, she came from Cape Town, and I must say her workouts the last couple of times have been improving each time. So, form doesn't look that good, but I think she was just maybe a little bit weak and immature still, and then when she's down there, and listen, like I say, she's been improving all the while, and be interesting how we go, and we'll learn a lot from this start.
Yes, she enjoyed dropping down to the 1200 metre trip. She enjoyed the straight as well. There's obviously a line with Tony Rivelin's horse, which we ran behind last time. We've got to try and somehow turn the form around with her, which obviously isn't a given, but our filly's well, and expecting her to be right there in the shake-up.
So as you heard from Gareth van Zyl, they're expecting KMV Retrofit to be right there in the shake-up, and Andrew Fortune will be looking to have the first two on the card. As we mentioned, he's going to be looking to make a statement, and a winning statement coming back from that absence. And he's got one of the best hands in the land out when it comes down to race riding. So number 3, KMV Retrofit, some good comments coming through there, but I believe this daughter of Royal Mo is going to have to play second fiddle to the favourite number 8, Greenlight Queen, who shortened 18 to 10 down 15 to 10. Last time out, reported not striding out. A little bit unlucky on that occasion, Rahil, because did seem to drift around after moving up a winner. And I did have a chat to Tony Rivelin, because the penultimate run, we really went for a dive from 14 to 1 down 4 to 1. And the 1600 moved early, lacked extra late on. If things work out, I think that number 8, Greenlight Queen, a horse with a bit of a reputation, should take some beating.
Yeah, I think she's, I agree with you, she is the one to beat her. Sheldon Craig Zaki takes a ride for the first time. We don't often see him riding for Tony Rivelin, and I've seen the last 12 months. This is the third time that they're going to be teaming up. I thought her last start was quite pleasing. Second to La Madalena, Gareth van Zyl's filly. He ran first and third that day with the KMV Retrofit in third, and yeah, she seems to be coming along the right way with racing, getting better and stronger with each start. So she does look to be a place accumulator banker in leg number 1. Number 3, KMV Retrofit, she'll have a supporter. She's an obvious chance on her last start. She's another filly that has just continued to improve with each run under the belt, both lengthwise and position-wise, and I expect further improvement from her on Sunday. And then this filly number 10, Lucien. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what to make of that run on debut. She went off at 100 to 1, and if a Galpolo horse is fancied to run a forward race, there would be money around for them. And this filly was just friendless in the market, no support at all, not even a word about her. But I was encouraged by the way she finished off race third behind Princess Goldie. I think we'll obviously have to wait and see how that form line does work out. If we use Princess Goldie as a line horse, well then she's going to be held by Greenlight Queen and KMV Retrofit. Princess Goldie finished fourth in that race behind La Madalena. So I think for trifectas and quartet she could get involved, but 3 and 8, those are the two that should fight it out. But yeah, 8 is definitely the right horse here.
Yes, I agree. Number 8, that Greenlight Queen. She's come to the course with a bit of a reputation. She's a big strapping individual. And I think all things being equal, opened 18 to 10, shortened 15 to 10. And I think the money's going to be spot on. Number 3, KMV Retrofit, is trading at 22 to 10. And then number 10, Lucien, at around 6 to 1. But in my book, number 8, Greenlight Queen, this is the time that the Queen will strike.
Race number 3, this is the start of the pick 6. 1400 meters is the distance for this contest, and it is an open maiden. 13:40 the off time. Let's have a listen to what Gareth van Zyl has to say about his running here.
Yeah, he's a gelding that's taken some time to just strengthen up and mature. He's clearly bumped the right type of a field here for a horse that's needed time, and he could earn a check in this type of a field. He'll need a run and he'll need experience. He's probably looking for further, but looking at the field, he could earn a check here, although it seems like it might be hard to beat Corne Spice's horse.
Yeah, it's a race that certainly lacks a lot of depth here. There's nothing to get excited about in race number 3, and we've got a field of 2 horses that have had plenty of chances. Samuel Longsaw, 12 runs for just 2/3 and 1/4, and 1/4 he seems to be battling at the moment. Number 7, Messalina, 18 starts in the maiden rank. She's running to the top 4 on 11 occasions where she's earned a check, and then balance, there's nothing to write home about. This first timer from the Dean Caname yard, son of Lancaster Bomber. He is going to be the first horse from that family to run. And he wouldn't need to be too special to get the job done. The dam won once over 1400 meters, and yeah, having a look at the front of the computer form, the comment is nice type include, and that's good enough for me to include in this horse into the play, Sheldon. Obviously it is the start of the pick 6, so the first race runner will count if the first timer does win, and when you have a look at the field, Messalina, she should have it her own way. I mean, she brings the best form into the race. 2 lengths to Spumante Dolce. She repeats that run, she'll win. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, it's very simple. It's an open maiden, so take note of the structuring of the weights, and with the 59 kilograms on the back, third, second. You mentioned that run to Spumante Dolce, and that's good enough to dispose of a field of this nature. So I'm number 7, Messalina, at 7 to 10. Number 5, Dancing on a Cloud. Interesting, 18 to 10, but obviously with the lack of opposition. And it's quite interesting, they're going the 1400 for the first time, indicating a horse showing needing a little bit of ground, and they've probably taken their time and built up the son of Lancaster Bomber. And Dean Canema, when he steps them out, they can be quite useful. And we've seen many a time Dean Canema step a horse over 1400 or 1600 first time, and they come through with flying colours. So I have to agree, number 5, Dancing on a Cloud, if got ability, will go very close to number 7, Messalina, the filly, who carries the 59. Then number 1, Samuel Longsword. Now this is my roughie in the race, a horse that I've been following for quite a while. I haven't followed the last 5 or 6 runs. Barking up the wrong tree, going over the 18 and the 16, I believe. I think that's out of his compass distance-wise. Back to a 1400 with 53 kilograms on the back. I think a nice place bet. If he wins, it'll be a bonus. Obviously, there's a lot of form to go with number 7, Messalina, who does definitely stand out. So number 7, Messalina, will be a very popular selection. Keep a close eye on the first timer, number 5, Dancing on a Cloud. Could make a winning introduction. And after that, number 1, Samuel Longsword. That could be the roughie who could cause a bit of a stir in race number 3. As we head into the zone of race number 4, which is run over 1600 meters, let's go straight into our interview package and see if we can get some confidence.
Yeah, his last 2 starts have been encouraging. You know, he's been finishing them off nicely. We weren't going to run here, but then they put the race on with 64. It's a bit of a, you know, the way the rates are scheduled these days. But like I say, his last 2 runs have been good. Back shown a bit of improvement, and in that type of field, if he, you know, a small field, he tends to come from off them, so hopefully he won't be too far back, and yeah, he should be competitive.
Future Saint, yes, Rahil, you know what, he's a difficult horse. He's got these issues. I think he prefers the poly track, but we have to run him. We're taking him up to 1600. He's won over 1900, I think, and yeah, he's coming on nicely, but like I said, he's got his problems, so hopefully we'll run another nice race here.
Yeah, he didn't go well last time out. His passage wasn't clean. He's not an easy ride, and perhaps he didn't appreciate the poly on that day. So yeah, I wouldn't look too much into that run. We're not at the bottom of the source. There's more to come from him. I'm happy to have Craig Zaki in the irons. He won on him when he broke his maiden, and he's a horse, as I say, that's got more to come, and hoping he can start showing that again on Sunday.
Just giving you a breakdown of the early betting. They have number 7, Beach Palace at 5 to 2. Number 5, Future Saint is 3 to 1. Number 1, Whispers of War trading at 7 to 2. Number 3, Run to Rio 4 to 1. And number 6, Indecent Proposal at 5 to 1. Indicating that the market doesn't have any confidence. There hasn't been any significant moves. It's 10 to 1 bar those runners. Rahil, I'm going to go numbers 1, Whispers of War, to beat number 7, Beach Palace, and I'm going to throw in number 5, Future Saint. Now, Beach Palace and Whispers of War, they both race in the same colours, and they were both trained by Paul Lafferty, previously Whispers of War. And I believe the 4 kgs off for JC Butchers could be good enough. I'm not worried about the weight structuring, because if you look at top to tail, besides number 4, Rowan's Dream, who's got the bottom weight, the rest of them are all more or less in the same boat, 64, 61 and a half. So don't take the weights too much into equation. But the 4 kgs off Whispers of War, he's a game 7-year-old, a 6-time winner, unbeaten course and distance, and 3 wins over the distance, of which 2 have come at the course. Travels well, number 1, Whispers of War. We know Cornet Spess is an absolute master at travelling, And I think dropping back to the 1600 is going to be the winning formula. So I'm going to go number 1, Whispers of War to win. For second, number 7, Beach Palace, who has been taking on a little bit stronger of late. A horse that could certainly pop up. Paul Lafferty's stable and Muzieni, they in form. And just looking at this individual, third to Ideal Gift last time out, and 2 runs back, third to Stars in Heaven. So those will be my top 2 selections. And after that, you've got to look at Future Saint, Indecent Proposal. But I believe number 1, Whispers of War, he could just have the measure of this field.
Yeah, Sheldon, I agree with you. That's the horse that I like in this race here, number 1, Whispers of War. He's well, the 4 kgs off the back. I just think that that could be the thing to seal the deal with the son of Time for War. He is, as you mentioned, a winner over track and trip. And last time out, it says third, 8 lengths. The winner was a comprehensive winner, Future Wolfie. I think he won by 7 or 8 lengths that day. He was a runaway winner, and this horse has steadily been dropping in the ratings. He's now on the right mark to notch up his next win, and despite him being a 7-year-old, I think Corny's Peace could have found the right race for him. Beach Palace, you've made a case for him. Definitely include that horse into the play. And then number 6, Indecent Proposal. I just think this horse is a lot better than his form. Polytrack, last time out you heard from Garrett Franzel. Maybe at this point he doesn't enjoy the poly, but they could certainly try him back on the surface when he's in better form. That run to Otaniqua over 1200 meters, he was beaten 4 lengths. If he has to reproduce that run, I think he'll go very close, if not winning in this contest. And I'm sure this horse would have come on with that first run in KZN. So I think he's another one that you've got to include into the play. So 176 is how I tipped them. You mentioned 175, but 1 and 7, the 2 common numbers here for us in race number 4. So when it comes to the first leg of the jackpot, I think you can include 4 horses, 1, 7, and then 5 and 6, that 2 other horses that you can play around. But number 1, Whispers of War, the top choice for both Sheldon and myself at around 7 to 2, 4 to 1 in the market. Race number 5, next up, this is the start of Jackpot 2. It is a C stakes over 1600 meters. 14:55 is the off time for this contest, and it is a field of 14 that are set to line up at the time of recording. We've got a rerun for you, that of Palminian, and then we've got interviews with Stuart Ferry and Tini Prinsloo.
With the purple cap, Bowie's trying to get into the race on the outside. Nelson Bain imposing. I Salute You's further back in the run. 300 to go. Turconnell takes it up. Imposing. Nelson Bay's there. Savantrix is fighting right back. Palminian's also trying to have a go at them, but Imposing and Turconnell over the last 100. Imposing just in front and won it. Turconnell second, Savantrix third, and Palminian.
Yeah, I was a bit disappointed in his last start. I thought he'd run a bit better, but he's doing well at home, and luckily he ran only 2 weeks ago, so the rain hasn't affected him. He'll come in there nice and fit. So, like I say, he disappointed me last time, so hopefully this time he can show a bit of improvement. But like I say, I'm happy with home, and he should run well.
Global Movement, you know what, he's an old soldier. He's working well. He's getting the services of Kabela Matsiniani, working well, and you know what, he's always been there about y'all.
Yeah, quite a solid horse, Global Movement, and he's done well for us. So 2 wins in the number of starts that I've had a share in him, and certainly hoping that he can put his best foot forward on Sunday and run a nice race. He's currently at around 10 to 1 in the market, and an inclusion in absolutely everything. Palminian is a favourite though at 4 to 1. It is 4 to 1 number 11 World of Our Own, 5 to 1 about number 1 Festival of Magic, and then you can get 10 to 1 and Better Ball. Those Sheldon, we seem to be mentioning Andrew Fortune quite a few times on the show so far, and he's got number 3 Palminian in this race with 64 kgs on the back. 4th to Imposing last time out. I know we both liked his chances last time out. We both went for the places, and we just missed out that day when he ran 4th. But 1600 meters, a slight concern for me. But what do you make of his chances?
I make him one of the better bets on the card, Rahil. The 1600, obviously there's that slight question, but the way he runs and his racing style, Andrew Fortune's going to switch him off. He takes a hard ride down the lane. But Andrew Fortune, he's got those golden hands, and I think this is his race to lose. I think 9-2 in that price him up was a very generous price. He's been running to the likes of Imposing, to Connell. He beat Imposing earlier on. He ran third to the Shepherd. And when I went through this field and I dissected each and every runner, there's nothing that I could find to actually beat him. So I think that number 3, Parmenion, Andrew Fortune's out to make a statement. Could he be 3-4-3 on the day? He's only got 3 rides. And I think this horse, he's going to be switched off. He's going to be given every chance. And I think Andrew Fortune's actually going to be patting him down the last 50 meters. That's how confident I am. His racing style from the draw, he can slot him in maybe 4-5 lengths off them. And coming for the last 300 meters, I think this is going to be one-way traffic. So I don't think he's going to start at around 4-1. I think there's going to be quite a lot of support for him. If you look at his course and distance record and his course distance, he's got a win here. And his racing style for Garth Puller, I just fancy his chances very strongly. Number 5, Master of Destiny, I give a bit of a chance to. And then you got your horse number 10, Global Movement, who's never too far off the action. But when push comes to shove, I think number 3, Parmenion, I think Andrew Fortune is going to show the rest of them how it's done.
Certainly keen to see Andrew Fortune in the irons, and let's see how he goes on the day. Could be worth taking that treble, as Sheldon mentioned. He's got 3 rides on the day, so it could be worth a go, that treble. Number 2, 11 World of Our Own. I'm a fan of this horse. I like him as an individual. I think there's lots of potential there. I think that he is the unknown in the race. He's got 61.5, so he's got quite a bit of weight to shoulder for a horse having his first start out the maidens, and he does return off a rest, so fitness could be a concern with him, but I think there's quite a lot of ability there, and I wouldn't be surprised if he were to run a forward race straight out the maidens. I think he's going to have a fair future. Just having a look here, the 5 horse, Master of Destiny, he's the type of horse on his day, he can pitch up and run a nice type of race. And then you've even got a horse like number 1, Festival of Magic, who I thought his comeback run was quite decent over 1200 meters. He'll be a lot more comfortable over the 1600 meter trip, and he jumps from gate 1, so he could be a factor here as well. But Sheldon mentions 3, Parmenion, as one of the better bets on the card, currently trading at 4-1. I think it's a bit more open than that. I think you've got to include a few horses here, the likes of 1, 5, 10 and 11 into the play. But let's see how it all unfolds in race number 5.
As we step into the zone for race number 6, which is over 1400 meters, we do have an interview with trainer Stuart Ferry about number 2, Firecracker, and let's see if this one's going to be lit.
Yeah, nice draw this time. Obviously, she won an open maiden there with a low weight, but she's a little filly, so I think as she gets older, she's just going to get a little bit better and better and stronger. So, obviously not the strongest field, and kept brevin on her. So, first time maiden, we'll just see how we go. Yeah, it's a bit the same as Ranteria earlier, shown decent piece of form, just not finishing. So, Blinker's first time, and let's see if they can just get her to finish the race.
So there we had comments from Stuart Ferry about Mistress Rebecca and number 2, Firecracker. So keep a close eye on those individuals. Just looking at the current betting, my selection number 6, Princess Palace, is trading at 18-10. Number 5, the Queen Bee, is 7-2. 1, Mistress Rebecca at 4-1, and then you can get 6-1 and bet to the rest. Number 3, Pink Diamond, at 6-1. Rahil, this horse number 6, Princess Palace, I'm quite bullish about her chances. Daughter of Patala Palace. Last time I really fancied her over the 1400, and I thought she was going to be tough to beat on that occasion. And just looking at the weight off the back from Rachel Venica, I think the galloping course is going to suit her down to the ground, and I think she's going to take a power beating. If you go back in her earlier run, she ran 4th to She's a Machine, 4th to Care Forgot. She's run behind some fair opposition, and I think if things map out for her, I think this is her date with destiny for her second win. When you look at the opposition she's taking on, there's nothing that really stands out. So I'm going to be quite bullish and say 9 out of 10 for me, number 6, Princess Palace. I think she's going to set the record straight on this occasion.
Yeah, Sheldon, I agree with you. I think she's one of the best bets on the card. Yeah, 17-10, the current price. I think come race time you'll probably see her shorten quite a bit. with 1.5 off the back. She's dropped in the ratings 2 more points. So yeah, I think this is the right race that Duncan Howes has managed to find for this filly, and she's the one to beat. Number 5, Queen Bee, I think the one that will follow her home, and then you can include number 1, Mistress Rebecca, who I thought was well placed last time out by Stuart Ferry in that open maiden, where she received a lot of weight from everyone in the field, and she got the job done. But yeah, I think she could run in trifectas and quartets. But 6 from 5, I think that's exacted to play in race number 6. But all in with number 6, Princess Palace, in race number 6. Number 7, penultimate race on the program. This is a class 4 for fillies and mares over 1200 meters. 4:05 is the off time. We've got a rerun for you, that of One Smart Cookie when finishing 4th, and then interviews Tini Prinsloo, Stuart Ferry, Gareth Van Zyl.
300 meters. Colorado Creek now putting it together. Glamours towards the outside of that. Tara Star. Miss Lady Atrix trying to fight back. Ubukwebazana. Rafif's Choice on the inside. Coming out of the 200 though. Colorado Creek. Miss Lady Atrix is fighting back. Tara Star on the outside. Miss Lady Atrix from Colorado Creek. And it's Miss Lady Atrix who won it. Colorado Creek, Tara Star, and One Smart Cookie.
Yeah, she took the run well. I just think, I made the wrong decision. She ran a 4th place in that race, but she's much better than that. So hopefully she will be a contender in that race, yeah.
Yeah, first off, for me, listen, she won a really good race last time and she got punished for it. But yeah, listen, she came well from Cole. Obviously, she's doing well here. Maybe now she might want 14 in but she's 1 over 12. So, you know, she, like I said, she's in good form and she should run well.
Yes, we'll be watching that. I thought Pierre rode very well last time out to win. Never easy first time out the maidens, but she works well. She's a nice type of a filly. I don't think she's going to die a one-time winner, so she can be competitive here. But obviously got to see how they go first time out the maidens.
Yeah, Pierre Nadia, very nice owners, very nice horse. I really think she's going to run well. I hope so. We're taking the blinkers off. We want to try it without the blinkers. So, yeah, hopefully, good thing for the owners, new owners on the first run for them as the first racehorse. So I will be happy to see her running well, yeah.
Yeah, first racehorse here for number 10, the owners here, Happy and Nelia. So it's going to be interesting to see how this filly does shape up on debut. Good to have new owners into the game, and yep, they've got this horse that with a positive effort first up, well, they could get certainly more excited, more involved in the game, and yep, more people to learn about this beautiful sport is certainly something that we do need. Sheldon, race number 7, I thought quite a competitive race over 1200 meters. What's your thoughts? Do you have a top choice?
My top choice, I think I found some nice value at 7-1, which is number 1, Vision to Achieve from the Paul Gadsby stable. And I just get the feeling this is the right race for her. The blinkers have been removed. 1200 meters is the distance. She's got 1 victory over the distance. And looking at her record, she's a horse who's been second on a number of occasions, second to R.C. Lancaster, second to Jane's Vision. She then ran in a 93 handicap behind Patton's Air, and on that occasion Shanta's Pride ran second, 3.6 lengths behind War Empress. I think this is her race to lose. So I think 7-1 is a very generous price. And the last time I tipped a Paul Gadsby run at around 10-12-1, it came through to win. He hasn't got a big string, but when he brings his horse to the races, they run exceptionally well. Looking at the wet form, 11 runs for 2 seconds, so the sting out the ground, and if we get a little bit more rain, not a problem for Vision to Achieve. And I think all in all, 7-1, she's overpriced in the market. She ran against the boys last time out. Didn't find extra late on, but I think she's going to go very, very close. So, number 1, Vision to Achieve, for me, the horse to beat in the valley at 7-1. We heard from Tini Prinsloo about that last run of number 3, One Smart Cookie. She's probably the horse that they've all got to set their sights on. She's very consistent, doesn't know how to run a bad race, and I think she's going to be the main danger. She's a multiple course and distance winner, so she absolutely loves Hollywoodbets Scottsville over the 1200 down the lane. And then last time I liked number 4, Chelsea Flower at 20-1, shortened 10-1, and I think she could be in the play. But for me, number 1, 1, Vision to Achieve. I've just got that feeling Muzieni is going to get the best out of her. He has ridden in the previous 2 runs, and 57.5 kilograms for the 4-year-old filly. I think that's the value in the contest.
Yeah, you found some value. I've found some value as well here with number 6, Happy Fortune, of currently at around 12 to 1 in the market. She's dropping in trip back to 1200 meters, which I don't think is a concern for her at all. She's been tried up to a mile. Not quite sure whether she gets a mile at this point in her career. It's just reported no finish that day, and she sort of just stayed on for 5th position. Last time out over 1400 meters, I like the manner in which she finished off a race. She was having a second run after rest, and that was in the soft conditions, with the conditions likely to come up on the softer side on Sunday. And we know that the Hollywoodbets Scottsville 1200 is a test in 1200. It's not straightforward, so I think it will suit her quite nicely. She's run over the track and trip once when finishing second on debut behind the Ghost, and with 56.5 kgs on the back, the tongue tie is tried for the first time. I think there's lots of scope for improvement from this filly. I think that she's another one that's got ability, and I don't think that she's gonna end a one-time win. I think that she'll have a bright future. So 12 to 1 I think is a nice price, and I think that she's gonna go well. So I'm gonna tip on top from number 3, One Smart Cookie, who Tini Prinsloo mentioned that it was his mistake last time out with this filly. She finished 4th. He explained it to me, and he just mentioned that he expected a lot more from her, and that was on Monday the 24th. So she's a fit horse. She's he wouldn't have done much work with her from Monday until Sunday. Would have just kept her nice in the paddock, I'm assuming, and she's going to be fit heading into the race. She's a win over track and trip, so she'll go well. And then you've got a horse like number 5, Tequila Sky, who's having her first start in KZN, but she does return after a lengthy lay of 273 days since her last start. Perhaps could be better over 1,000 meters, but maybe want to include into the play here. But you've heard from Sheldon, number 1, Vision to Achieve, 7 to 1 in the market. That could be the value in the race. I like a bit of number 6, Happy Fortune, and then 1 Smart Cookie. So 3 horses to play around here. You can include number 4, Chelsea Flower, into the play as well, and make it 4 horses in race number 7.
Ending off the meeting at Hollywoodbets Scottsville will be race number 8, and this is over 1,000 meters. And in race number 8, we've got a replay of 21 May.
Coming down to the 300, Jet Legacy still leads it. Now 21 May, Connery down the inside, War Empress, Kalahari Roller on the outside, and Smorgasbord. Jet Legacy's getting where he's holding on though. 21 May and Smorgasbord coming strongly on the outside. 3-way duel. It's between 21 May, Smorgasbord, and then Jet Legacy.
Well, looking at race number 8, I make this one of the more competitive races on the day. And when you look at the Louis Gerson outfit, they're coming with soldiers. They're coming with a quartet of runners. They've got number 1, Don Karori, who'll be taking the 4 kgs off, so 60 kilograms to shoulder. Sending out War Empress, the mare, 57.5 kilograms on the back. We then have number 8, Ibele, who's a horse that a lot of people have been waiting for quite a while to get the money on there. JC Buertes takes the 4 kgs off. And then number 9, Smorgasbord, who we liked in the penultimate run when just beating 21 May. Raheel, looking at race number 8, I'm a little bit stumped here. I'm going to put the field. Even a horse like number 7, Common Grounds, could be a little bit of an upset here in race number 8. But when push comes down to shove, I think Louis Gerson's going to have the final say. And if you had to put me in a corner, I'd probably go with number 1, Don Karori.
Yeah, Sheldon, I like Don Karori. I think he's overpriced. 20 to 1 is the price that...
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I think it's too big. You're getting 4 to 1 a place about this horse. He's been running against a lot stronger than what he meets here. I mean, behind the likes of William Robinson, Cat's Pajamas, Quasi for sure, King of the Goals. He's got some of the best form in this race. The one question is, obviously, he's got the apprentice, and he takes a specific type of ride. You've got to hold this horse up and just wait for him to tell you that he's ready to go. And if Blaine Mark Jacobson can just get this horse into a nice rhythm and press the button at the right time with him, I think he'll go very close to winning. So I think he's generously priced here in race 8. I think he's all the value in the race in this contest, and I think that he's going to run a nice race. Luhamba Pambili, well, the word was out on debut for this horse that he can run, and it was out in a big way that he can beat his stablemate Vian's Web, who went off as a odds-on favourite that day, and he beat him quite convincingly. And he's been a horse that was given a high rating of 98 by the handicapper. He is now a 104 after winning down in the Western Cape, beating Roman Agent. 4 kgs off the back. You heard from Gareth van Zyl. He's got a bit of work to do to turn the form around with the 21 May. They met on that run to Luna Cam, and this horse finds himself 4.5 kgs worse off at the weights, and 21 May was just half a length behind him. So Luhamba Pambili, the ability is there, but let's see how he goes. He's got that weight disadvantage. 21 May, I thought he was a winner last time out when they went past the line, but he was just nabbed by Smorgasbord. He'll have his supporters. Definitely a horse to include in absolutely everything. Number 3, Kalahari Roller, with just 51.5 kgs on the back. I think this horse is better than his last start. I think he needs to be forgiven for that effort, and I think he's another horse that can get involved into the play. And then you've got to include a horse like Smorgasbord, who is in form at the moment. He ran a good fought last time out, and he could certainly get involved into the play as well. But I think all the value lies with Don Karari Sheldon at 20-1.
Well, we're on the same boat here. Number 1, Don Karari. We're either going to float or we're going to sink. But I think at 4-1, a fixed place for the top 3, I think 4-1 is a very generous price. If the rider gives him the correct ride, he'll be running on very, very strongly. He really enjoys the course and distance. The quicker they go, the better for number 1, Don Karari. And as Rahil mentioned, way overpriced at 20-1. But if you want to take the places at 4-1, that's where I'll be going. All in number 1, Don Karari, a place at 4-1. And hopefully Louis Goosen might even have the quartet in race number 8.